Hey skiers, it's Bob with SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2026 ski test. Got a Faction Dancer 79 for you today. New ski for 2026 and just an extraordinarily impressive ski from Faction. On one hand, it just doesn't seem like Faction as a company specifically, and then the ski industry as a whole has much of an interest in making a 79 millimeter underfoot all mountain ski. Generally, we're looking at either wide front side skis or narrow all mountain skis. Don't really start generally until about 82 millimeters underfoot. So this ski is kind of an anomaly, not just in the ski industry as a whole, but certainly within Faction's line. The Dancer 1 has previously been the narrowest ski in the Dancer line at 86 underfoot. So this takes it down a notch to the 79 millimeter level. So after all that being said, this was one of the most impressive skis I got on this past year. So one of these new skis that is just kind of like, if you see it on the rack, you're not really looking at it. It's just a weird shape and style for a ski, but then you get on it on snow and you realize that there's a lot of potential here, especially if you ski in an area that doesn't get a ton of snow. So you're looking for something that does fine on groomers and also does great in anything that's kind of slightly adverse, really fun in the bumps, packed out trees. Just a really interesting blend of attributes in this Dancer 79. It's built like the other Dancers, so full poplar wood core, 2 sheets of metal in this ski, and mostly sidewall. It does taper to cap that aligns with the rocker profile, so mostly business-like underfoot and slightly more mobile in the tips and in the tails. This one here, what are we length here? 172. So on the shorter side, but on the scale here, we're at almost 1,600 grams. So, lighter, I think mostly because it just doesn't have a lot of volume due to the narrower shape, but it feels extremely torsionally stiff and very planted on the snow. It's also on the stiffer side. That's something that sticks out. It certainly jumped out to me on snow that this is a stiff and responsive ski, yet maintains a lot of the playfulness that we've really liked about the Dancer skis, especially from a profile perspective. There's just a little bit more taper in these skis than a lot of others. But yeah, nice positive camber underfoot, longer camber profile, as you'd kind of expect to see from a ski around this width, and not a ton of rocker. So pretty minimal rocker profile here, and then that taper is brought down just a little bit. So that differentiates this from a wider front side ski that has more race heritage. This whole tip shape here does a lot of kind of opening up or unlocking the ski and making it more amenable to different conditions and terrain. Same with the tail. This is not a front side looking tail, certainly more in that all mountain range. But then you bring it down to this 79 millimeter width underfoot, and it just has this unique blend of properties. A little bit rounder down here as well. What do we got? A 16 meter turn radius, and yeah, I thought that it worked great in that range, but I also found a lot of success in shorter turns. So more mogul style turns, just quicker skidded turns. That's where this Dancer 79 was just so fun, because you could generate so much energy coming out of the tail and really just get this thing to feel like a much more energetic ski than it may have led on. But yeah, I loved it. I skied it day 3 of the ski test, late in the day, so pretty slushy, heavier snow, and this thing plowed right through it. I was really impressed with the strength and the ability of this ski to kind of get down to the bottom, find that hard snow underneath, and still just rip a carved turn. And then if you want it to be a little bit lighter and find your way through some tighter bumps, more than happy to do that. Yeah, I think it's going to get lost on a snowier day. Anything that's going to be deeper it's not going to be as successful as wider skis for sure. And then the amount of camber does kind of push down on the tips and tails and makes it want to turn. Really, the only thing saving you is that slight amount of taper in the shovel that will help. It'll at least do a better job than a front side ski at this width. We do have some tester feedback as well. Grant Wheeler, he calls it an aptly named ski. I love the energy in and out of turns. I found my feet getting off the ground in the transition of every turn, and with a 17-meter radius, he must have been on the longer size. It was super fun to lay an edge and blast around, extremely responsive and playful. I had an absolute blast on this ski. And I'm willing to bet that Grant that he looked at it as a lot of other people did, where it wasn't a ski that kind of jumps off the rack that you're looking to grab, that you have to get on it and experience what it has to offer. So yeah, incredibly impressed with this new Faction Dancer 79. Certainly a top 5 ski for me in terms of what I thought going into it and what the actual performance was coming out of it. I was extremely overwhelmed by the characteristics of this ski. So make sure to check out this all-new Faction Dancer 79 here at SkiEssentials.com, and we will see you out there on the hill. Bye.